So this is the Python Software Foundation's supporting membership sliding scale pricing. So the big change here is that if you are in an area of the world where 20 where the previous baseline price of the supporting membership for being a PSF member of $100 US is out of your price range, there is now an option to get in for as little as $25.
So when you look at the idea of it takes four people to make up for the one person that pays $100, but if there are 16 times as many people that can afford 25, you've now replaced four people. So to be able to open it up and make it more affordable makes sense. And I mean, this is where this is why the App Store, drove costs down to zero. And I think it's like a balance. And I think this is what took the PSF so long to bring that change in and bring that sliding scale in, because it is a balance. If you say, oh, $5, okay, now you get a bunch of people that are contributing. Is that a good thing? Do you want everybody that can afford $5 to go in and vote? Do you want everybody that can jump in? If it's 99 cents, everyone will buy your 99-cent app. But if it's $1.99, people think twice about it. So it's like you have to find that sweet spot of, I'm willing to pay this much, but if I'm paying this much, how involved am I going to be? And that's one of the things that you and I talk about a lot on this show, is that our goal is to get more and more people involved in the Python community. It's not necessarily, to have the PSF make more money or get more funding, which, I mean, sure, those things can also happen. But we don't just want people blindly involved. We want people to take active participation in what's happening in the community. And I think the only way that they can do that, in many cases, is either with their time or their budget. And not everybody is like you and I, John. We can't, not everybody can, meet their annual, or I guess monthly, requirements for, community contribution by doing a podcast that takes, 10 hours out of the week to knock out, or 10 hours out of the month to knock out.
Well, I think that more people, far more people would qualify on that basis than actually take advantage of that level of membership, right? So there's for anyone listening in that doesn't know the different tiers of or different kinds, I guess, of Python Software Foundation membership, right? What we're talking about here is the sliding scale for the supporting membership, right? So this is, and as you mentioned earlier, Jay, this will be more accessible to a lot of folks can um, who can afford $25 but couldn't necessarily afford $100. But at the same time, that $100 or 99, I think, tier isn't really going away, right? If you are in the right, you're working for a big tech company. My reading of this is that that's still your price, right? It's still the $99. The $25 at the bottom end applies, based on your circumstances.
Yeah, the way that I tried to go through the actual flow of, like, how do I become a member? And when you do, like, become a member, I think it's like psfmember.org or something like that. When you do that, it takes you to the $100 page, and then it says, like, if you can't afford the $100, click this link that talks about the $25 sliding scale membership. One thing really quick, I had a conversation with someone over the weekend, and we talked about, we had a good discussion based on the last episode, which, if you want Jay's spicy takes about the DSF election results, go check out that video. But one of the things that came up was just the affordability of time and money. So I think one of the things that I've been guilty of in the past is saying, if you can't afford financially to support the PSF, then you should give time. And I always say, time, treasures, and talents. Like, contribute code, contribute your time volunteering, or contribute, from your wallet. And I do think that that does come from a certain level of privilege of being able to say, like, sure, can I pay $100 one time? Probably. Can I contribute time? Yes. Was there a time when I could do one of those things but not the other? Absolutely. But I still think that there are people who can't do either. And one thing that I do wish that the PSF would allow for, and maybe they do, and I just need to figure out how this works, or is the ability to provide PSF scholarship, in some ways, maybe even as like a non-voting member or just someone that is interested in learning more about what you get as a member of the PSF.
There is a membership type, because you specifically mentioned this, that isn't a voting member, but is a Python Software Foundation member. That's the basic membership. So you can go and go to the python.org/psf/membership-FAQ, right, and it explains the four different or I think they used to split managing and contributing members up into their own categories, but have kind of collapsed them. So it's four used to be five different types of members. But if all you're interested in is, I want to, I'm part of the Python community, I want to signify that by saying, I am a PSF member. You can do that, and just it's a online forum, right? The supporting membership, right? This is what the sliding scale we're talking about now is the financial contribution, and then this group of managing and contributing members. These are people who spend the number they quote on the website is 5 hours per month, right, on the Python community, or contributing to Python Software Foundation projects, or running open source Python projects, right? There's no enumeration here, right? They list examples of what qualifies one as, right, uh, a managing or contributing member, but it's I think a much broader um, set of requirements, or much broader, right, list of possibilities for contributing um, than you could list on a web page.
Yeah, and I would definitely say, like, if you can do both, do both. Like, that's the thing that, the DSF stuff that I was clearly unhappy with, um, has led me to say I want to do more. So during the fund drive, I donated money. But I also donate my time. So, like, I've been a member for the last few years based on time. Now I got a little bit extra pocket change, so I was like, all right, I'll also donate in cash as well. Um, my closing thought on this, I don't think anybody is telling you in this, like, if you want to donate your time, if you only got a few type, a few minutes or a few hours, and you do 4.5, nobody is going to sit there and make you, like, give them a timesheet, if you're short on it. That being said, also, nobody's going to vet your reasoning for selecting this $25 amount. So you don't have to you're not getting put on some list. I mean, you're getting put on, like, the members list, which is, kind of important. That's what you're paying for. But no one's going to sit there and judge you, or, try to come back if you say, like, hey, I'm underemployed, I can't afford $100 right now. If you do the 25, you don't have to provide any proof of that. You just do the 25 and contribute. I fully believe that the PSF is trying to make it easier and easier and easier for people to contribute, get involved, get engaged in the community. And this $25 a year which, I mean, again, I want to remind that that's a year. It's not a month, it's a year. That is a relatively inexpensive ticket. And like I said, if you don't have that and you have time, cool. If you don't have either one of those, but you really want to learn more, you can sign up to become a free member. You don't get to vote, but you still get access to all the other information, and you get to see what it's going to be like as the community continues to move. And I think that at the minimum, if you're using Python in your job at almost any capacity, you should at least be a free member, because things change and you want to be a part of the audience that helps to steer and have conversations around that change. Otherwise, you're going to be the people that are sitting there like, how come people are doing this? How come somebody said that we need to do it this way versus this other way? If you weren't in the conversation, then, it's unfortunate. But you could at least be in the conversation by becoming a free member. Thank you so much for checking out this video. If you liked it, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you want to catch more on this topic, go back and check out the live stream. We stream on Fridays at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern US time. And we call it our Python Community News Extra because we're bringing extra thought, extra opinion, and a whole lot of extra commentary from the chat on these topics. Also, if you want to catch more and more news throughout the week, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We're bringing the news as soon as we can find it directly to you. And of course, you can check out pythoncommunitynews.com for the podcast, newsletter, and more. That's going to be it for this one. Tune in next time. Take care.